Good morning. We may get some rainbows or not here. Depends on how long I rattle on, and the sky's clear though, so maybe so. All right. It's a new day. Kind of feels a bit like a new body. And it was the strangest thing. I was conscious of the moments of awakening this morning, and I marveled as I looked into my body and I realized, oh my God, there's no pain. I mean, what I have normally been waking up to for years is quite a bit of pain. So much, actually, that it's been my habit to roll over. I have pills right by the bedside and take one, and then fall into a light sleep again for about an hour so that when I wake up, it's not so hard to get up out of the bed. Well, this morning, it was rather interesting, folks. I mean, I enjoyed a literally pain-free body, except for a bit of a crick in my neck was just how I slept. A pain-free body for, I know, at least a couple or 3 minutes. I mean, maybe it wasn't that long, but oh my gosh, it was so unusual for me. And I was really ready not to take the pain meds. But as soon as I angled the bed to begin getting up, oh well, it is what it is. I don't propose to understand things. All I can do is report to you from this reporting station. And now, I have a very dear friend whom I've come to call Lady X here, who is like another half, I don't know what a sister's like. I didn't have one. But it's a wonderful relationship. We're both quite different, but we're both on the spiritual path, and so our hearts connect, and probably our souls. These are words, whatever. It's a beautiful support system. And we go back and forth supporting one another. So she's been a great help to me. She has a tremendous understanding of psychology, a perception gained through many, many incarnations, I'm sure, of walking along those lines. And mostly, we can look to our psychology for what's happening with us and what our challenges are, and by working with, in other words, it means going inside and working on yourself. Psychology is just a way to say that. And so, it's a fruitful way. Sometimes we need help, and so I went to her for help and had a very supportive session. She is thoroughly in agreement with my, I don't know, I would call it X-rated because it's just so full of cussing, but I don't know how those ratings are done. Journal where I just really cussed everybody out that I felt it was appropriate to cuss out, which was mostly God. It's funny. It's really funny because the mind doesn't really participate in that, but there's feelings, there's records, there's I don't know if I've told you, but I have no memory of the childhood in this incarnation up till about age 8. And I know that there was abuse in there. And, I keep saying, I'm ready, I can see the records now, I can take it, and they don't come and they don't come. So whatever, whatever. It doesn't matter. Nothing really matters. You do your best and you just trust. And you don't fight it, Don't fight. Don't argue with things. Just try to remember to enjoy. Okay, so yeah, I know the hard times are hard to enjoy. I'm not saying when you're in the middle of the hard times, just sit down and have a party. That doesn't quite work. All right, so I have a delightful lecture I want to recommend to you. Now, it depends on how open you are. I happened to be open enough. When I get either in too much pain or challenge or difficulty or whatever, I will often just lay down and put on lectures and just, it distracts from the pain. It's really as good as a drug. Plus, you get the benefit of, I mean, how often can you sit still to watch a long lecture? A lot of us, it's hard to take time to do that. Well, I'm in the midst of watching a lecture that's 40-some parts on YouTube. It's a long lecture. David Icke went to Melbourne, Australia. And it's only last year, so it's not his earlier work. It's much more current. And it hit me just right, folks. You'll find that you watch or listen to or read just the right things at just the right time. And if you're gathered enough, centered enough, present, aware, whatever words we want to put to it, if you're alert, there's messages in every little thing that happens. I don't care what it is. I don't care if an ant crawls across your toe. There's messages in everything. It's all built in. And so I want to recommend, and I'm going to put links in the scribed transcript to this lecture. Now, I found a YouTuber, and it might be David or a close friend of David or whatever, somebody that's got permission to upload all of his videos. It's called The Moon Matrix, the YouTube account, and it's got more David Icke lectures than I've seen anywhere. It's not all that's there, but that's, that's there. And this is Melbourne, Australia, April of '09. No, puppy, get out of there. And we talk a lot of times about this being a hologram, right? We talk about it being not real and it's an illusion and we're not the body. And so we're disidentifying, and that's really, really good. I approve. I do. Come on, that's my thing. But I also frequently mention my clay feet. Everybody has them. We're coins with two sides, and I strongly urge everybody to accept both sides of the coin. And so that means when you're swimming in shite, you're swimming in shite. Don't try to pretend you're doing something else, or don't fight it. Oh my God, you can't wait for it to end. I don't have to tell you, don't fall in love with it. Oh my God, that's not exactly likely to happen. But, just accept that it is what it is. That's all that's necessary. And go from there. Okay, so the thing is, we disidentify and we disidentify, and we recognize we're not the body. We're even recognizing, oh my God, we're not the mind. And that's a neat trip. I love that one. But there's levels and levels of recognizing. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the light, folks. It's not that light in here. Very strange. Video cameras, you just don't know. Okay, so that distracted me a little. In this lecture, David manages to really convey the unreality of the matrix and the extent to which we're not in it. And listen to it in heart as much as you can. But heck, even if you listen in head, it's beneficial. It's going to be very beneficial. And I don't recommend listening to a whole lecture or reading a whole book all at once, because if you do that, chances are really good you're overriding signals that you're being given to take pauses and stop and let what you just heard, read, or listened to sink in and integrate before you move on. You'll get the best understanding. Well, no, I won't say that. I'll say, in my opinion, you get the best understanding by letting things integrate and being alert to those pauses. But I don't know. This is just me, okay? And you're you. And if you want to read right through or listen right through, you follow that heart of yours. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Never, never, never. Okay, so just as an example, and as a good example, he uses a hypnotist. And this is something that he was involved with, so he can At least that's the impression I got. He can vouch for the integrity here, because as we know, there are charlatans everywhere. But there's a man whose daughter is in the audience, is one of the ones that comes up during, it's a party. It's not a theater or anything. It's a birthday party or something. And the man hypnotizes, or the man gets hypnotized, and while he's under hypnosis, he's told that he won't be able to see his daughter. And then the guy wakes him up. The hypnotist wakes him up. Well, meanwhile, the hypnotist put his daughter right smack dab in front of him. I mean, the man woke up, and there's his daughter standing literally right in front of him, and he's seated. And the hypnotist says, "Can you see your daughter?" And he looks around at all the people, and he's looking for his daughter, and he says, "No, she's not here." And then behind the girl's back, he's holding something. It's a watch, and it's got an inscription on it, and he says, "Can you see what I'm holding?" And the guy is literally looking through the body of his child, and he reads the inscription on the watch. It's not what we think it is. Life and reality isn't what we think it is. I was actually able to step out to the extent that I was lost for a while. Like I say, frequent breaks. But when it came time for the sunset meditation, I was able to place the body in the appropriate position to watch the sunset. But I was in the midst of, oh my God,